Hey, welcome to Cheaper TV, the show that helps you get the most for your money so that you get the most for your Jeep. I'm Dino, your host. Glad to see you here. A couple of videos ago, I showed you some great gift ideas, and on one of them, there was a discount code for the month of December, and it's this item right here. I'm going to show you why I like it and what's unique about it and how to install it. So stick around. So as I mentioned in the Great Gift Idea video, I did show you this cell phone mount, which is what this video is about, but there's also the dash mounted cell phone holder as well. Both of them are excellent. I find that both of them are very sturdy, and for my purposes, I'm going to use both of them. I'll explain to you what I like about each of them, but I'm going to expressly talk about how to mount this one. Well, for starters, we have the dash mounted cell phone holder. It's secured by these two screws that are already in your dash, so the metal mount holds securely to the dashboard of your Jeep. And then when you mount the cell phone holder to it, you can slide it anywhere along the rail, so you have a lot of flexibility on where it's placed. So you can have it placed focused on the driver, or you could slide it over for your passenger. Or you can actually get an extra cell phone mount and have mounts for more than one item. Maybe more than one cell phone, maybe for your action camera. This is a great location for it. And if you don't have an action camera, you can record using your cell phone. The cell phone could be facing you, or you could have it looking over your hood, recording your journey. But I'm really interested in the A-pillar mounted cell phone holder. This is the holder. It's got a metal base that mimics either the top piece of the grab bar or the bottom piece. So the cell phone holder could be mounted up here with the cell phone facing you, very similar to how I was recording my conversation on the Cape Breton video, only in that video I was holding it in my hand. Now when I'm doing a trail and I want to communicate and show myself and possibly my passenger, I have a mount right here that seems very sturdy. Or for my everyday all-purpose use, I could mount it down here lower so that it's in line with the dash and just to the left of the wheel. Nobody would even notice it there. It doesn't clutter my dash view, and it's on the left, so it seems like I'll be able to keep my eye on the road and just glance at it very easily. So I've got lots of options here. So I'm going to now show you how to install this and show you the options. Okay, so the first thing you need to do is take off these plastic clips or trim covers that are part of the grab bar handle. There's an upper one and a lower one. The same exists over on the passenger side should you want to mount it over there. Now, a trim removal tool would be handy. If you don't have one, you could try using a straight edge of a screwdriver, and I put a piece of masking tape over it so that it's not as sharp and I could possibly reduce scratching the plastic trim. So with just a little pressure, that just simply pops off, and it's got a tether on it so that it doesn't fly away on you and you possibly lose it. And you could either just cut that off, but I'm also going to show you how you can remove it without cutting the tether should you wish to do that. In order to remove the A-pillar grab bar handle, there's two bolts behind each of those trim pieces that you have to remove. And we're going to remove this A-pillar bracket using both bolts so that we could take it away from the A-pillar to remove these and keep the tether piece intact. You can see it's hanging on by a tether. If you didn't care and you just cut that, you can just remove this bolt and then install the bolt of the cell phone holder just into that hole. But because I want to show you how you could remove these and keep the tether intact, I have to remove both of these pieces of trim so I could pull the grab bar handle away from the A-pillar and release this piece of trim from behind. Just put some pressure here and it just comes off very easily. And you can see even here there's a tether keeping it attached. So now what we have to do is just remove this bolt. So the bolt that's in there is a 10 mil bolt. So you just need a bit of a extension on your ratchet set. and then we're gonna remove that bolt. Wasn't on very tight at all. We'll just put the bolt right here. And now we're gonna remove the bottom one. It's barely on at all. I'm putting my hand under it just in case it were to drop out. There we go. So I've got now the 2 bolts removed, and I should be able to just pull this away from the A-pillar. So you just give it one good tug, because there's just one plastic pin holding this trim piece in. The bolts have been removed, so it's not too bad. So there you can see the top trim piece and the lower trim piece. And when I look up what's behind, that's where the upper bolt went through, and the lower bolt is down there. And there's the plastic plug that just kept this plastic trim piece in place. And then there's the end of the tether there that keeps the upper trim piece in place. And to remove it, there's this little slot that this end of the tether has to get forced through from behind here. There you go. It's not too hard. It seems like it's a bit of a bother, but actually once you pull this piece away, this pops out very easily. And now we'll just remove the bottom one as well for the purpose of demonstration. So let's slap that back up. That is it. It's pretty easy actually. Now the bolts are going to hold that snug. So the first thing I want to do is show you what the cell phone looks like mounted up here at the top. Now the cell phone holder has this rubber seal that covers the hole where this bolt is, and a 5mm hex key is all you need. Just like that. So that's it. I just used the 5mm hex key. I could just cover up the hole with this rubber plug. And now all I have to do is adjust this cell phone mount. Now I can either have the phone mounted right here, so now I have the cell phone mounted right up here. So this is a very similar location to how I had it mounted when I was doing the Cape Breton video, and we were driving along the trail and I was talking to you about where we were going next, and I was actually holding the cell phone up against the A-pillar trying to keep it steady, but you can see how solid this mount is right here. So I'm pretty confident when I'm driving down the road for footage like that, I'm gonna be in good shape. But you could also do something like this to record footage as you're driving along the way, not of your dirty garage. But that's just me. For my purposes, you may not want to have the camera on you of your cell phone because you're not doing anything for a YouTube channel. But in case you wanted to have your cell phone mounted up there for GPS or just to have it up in that location, you could do it with this cell phone holder. Now having it located up here is actually kind of cool. I wasn't really thinking this would be my preference, but it's actually a very cool location from this perspective. Now I'm conflicted because I thought I would like it located down below. I'm gonna have to try that still, but I'm surprised by how much I like this because it's up here out of the way, and when I'm driving it's easy to see it. I don't have to look down below. It's not cluttering up my dash or anything. So that's it's pretty cool. So now I'm gonna move it to the lower part of the grab bar handle and see how that looks. Okay. So I'm just going to remove the cell phone adjustment arm from the base of this holder to help me install it. So this is how the bolt goes. So that's on nice and tight. Let's see how the cell phone holder looks there. So we secure the adjustment arm to the base. Now that the adjustment arm is secured to the base, we can decide how we want to place our cell phone. I'm rather liking it right here. Okay, that's on pretty tight. And now I'll just take my cell phone and attach it here. That is amazing. The location of this phone right here is phenomenal. I'm gonna bring the camera around so you can have a look. So there you have what it looks like from where I am. So I could be driving like this and look over there, and there it is. And it doesn't clutter up anything over here. And that's pretty sweet. I really like that location. Mind you, when I had it up here as well, it was pretty nice, but that is pretty sweet. I really like that location. So I'm gonna live with it there for now. And then there's the dash mounted one. So let's take this off. Slides out easily. And then slide it into this one. So if you liked the dash mounted one, you have that option, and you could turn the phone around or record it facing towards the road. So I'm just going to put the 10mm bolt for the upper part of the grab bar handle here on the A-pillar. So that's all nice and snug. And now I've just got the trim piece that goes on. So you just take this trim piece with the little arrow retention piece on the end of the tether, and you just push it into that hole like that. Now I'm going to snap it in place. So there you go, we are done. We have the installation on the grab bar handle. I thought it did look pretty neat up here. Gives you some versatility. I know I personally will be using this location when I'm doing some shoots. It can be used to have a look at where you're going if you wanted to record yourself, but you also have the dash mounted option as well. But this is certainly an option if you don't get the dash mounted cell phone holder. I got the trim piece put back on because I'm going to keep the cell phone mounted here on the bottom location, because as I suspected, it's a really great location. It's very easy to see. It's out of the way. It's just to the left of the steering wheel. I could be driving and see it, no problem. So it's a good cell phone holder for people who want to keep their cell phone up where they can see it for whatever reason they have. So why don't you let me know what you think of this cell phone holder, if you would mount it in the upper one or the lower one, or if you rather prefer the dash mounted one. Please feel free to leave your comments in the section below this video, and if you're new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe and click the alert bell so you don't miss interesting episodes like this. And if you did enjoy the video and found it interesting, how about giving the video a thumbs up? So now let's move on and see what we have for you in this week's tip segment. Now for some cheaper Jeeper tips. So I've got a few tips for you this time. For our American viewers, I have a discount code that will get you 20% off from December the 1st to the 26th, and this will be in the description section if you wanted to use this discount code. And coincidentally, I now have a Canadian vendor who's also offering 20% off on this same cell phone holder in Canada. So I will have the link for this item in the description section as well. I thought another helpful tip would be to show you how I can hide a 10-foot charging cable to be able to keep the phone connected to the Uconnect system, Apple CarPlay, and to charge the phone. There are many ways you could run it. but I chose to run it on this side of the trim rather than the forward side of the trim, and I'll explain why later. I found it very easy just to slide the wire down the edge of the trim between the trim and the door jamb, making my way down to the door strap. And I continue to run the wire down behind the door strap, and then I proceed to run the wire along the bottom side of the door trim with the intention of hiding it beneath. By tucking it under the door trim, I can successfully now begin to feed the wire beneath the seat. Tucking the cable under the carpet will keep it free from getting caught on anything, and it'll also hide it. From behind the driver's seat, you can see how you can continue to run the cable beneath the carpet to the other side of the seat. At this point, you can now feed the cable up to the other side of the driver's seat between the driver's seat and the center console, and keep the wire under the carpet and under the rail to keep it from getting caught on anything. And it's now at this point that you could see how you could feed the cable into the center console. By running the cable on the outside part of the A-pillar, it allows you to just tuck it away when you don't want to see it. So if you're looking for a tip on how to use a 10-foot charging cable and hide it in the Jeep so that you can charge your cell phone and also keep connected to Apple CarPlay with this cell phone holder, this is the tip. That's it for this week's episode of Cheaper TV. Until next week, be well, stay safe, take care.